Hello there, everyone. I am back after like 1 year. I'm back from the dead. Anyways, let's move on to the speed paint. So I know nothing about Bass Blue, but I made a bet with a friend, and yeah, I had to draw him. Most of the drawing I've done this summer was for art fight. I've seen some absolutely amazing OCs on there that I attacked. And although I've wanted to participate for many years, this year was my first. And now I wish that art fight was every single month of the year. I couldn't really figure out the pose I was going to go for, but I saw some clips on the internet about him, and at first I knew I wanted to make him look like he's punching a wall, but then I couldn't really quite get the pose right. You can see me here struggling. I kept trying to zoom in on it, zoom out of it, but it just looked like his hand was disappearing because I am not making a landscape speed paint today. That was not on my list, so I had to work with the space that I had, and you'll see later on. This pose, I saw that it kind of worked for me. It was half body. I mean, it would have been cheating, I guess, if I only did his head or bust, so I went with it and made him lean against the wall, as you can see. I guess the BlazBlue fandom can tell where I got the wall punching part from. And in retrospective, I feel like I've made. I know that he's very tall, but I feel like I've made him a bit lankier than he is. But I really was trying to go um, for that silhouette that he has, where it's heavier on the bottom because of those dang ass baggy pants, and a bit thinner on top. Not really thinner, but he still has a triangle shape going on, except it's a bit overpowered by the pants. Yeah, I think I could have improved on that, but I just exaggerated it a little to make up for the fact that it can't be fully visible in this shot. So yeah. Also, you can see that he's holding his weapon a bit weird. That's because I couldn't be bothered to draw his hand on the handle. So I was saying like, yeah, nah, he's just freestyling it. He's holding that claymore thingy. You can see that I'm a bit hoyover's brain rotted. He's holding the sword thingy uh, a bit weird. Uh, let's just pretend that he has gloves, okay? He has gloves, you guys. Let's pretend the gloves are strong enough that they're not gonna be cut by the blade, and he's just holding it by the blade, I guess. You can see it because it's behind him. His belts also gave me a bad time because I couldn't really figure out how high or low they were supposed to be compared to his other features that he has, like the V cutouts of his shirt under his jacket. Fuck, or his jacket. Um, I think it could have been a bit better. Also, those two belts around his waist, they should have been a bit closer together. But I saw that that detail a bit too late, and I just left them as they were. His hair also reminds me a lot of Strife. My first thought when I saw him was, oh my god, Strife with white hair. I am a huge Final Fantasy VII nerd, so yeah, whenever I see that haircut, I instantly think, Strife! Holy I think I can swear on YouTube now, I'm not sure. I don't really like the way I did the line thingy on his side. I think it should have been a little further back for the perspective that I went for, but alas. Also, his weapon also gives very much so crowd strife. I like the little thingies that he has on his sleeves. I also couldn't quite get his fingers right for some. I'm a bit rusty, okay? Be patient with me, you guys. Um, so I just now it just looks like he's gently touching the wall with, which makes this funnier than it should be. I should have just kept his fist closed, but I didn't really like how that ended up looking. So yeah, his coat. Um, I redrew the belt a shit ton of times, that's for sure. I also had his character on the side, like his character, a reference for his character on the sides to pick the colors from. Um, I also really like how the blade shine ended up on his blade. I did not expect it to be that good. Metal for me is a hit or miss. Sometimes it's a hit, sometimes it's a miss. Here's a hit, I think, except in the right part that line could have been a little more straight. Yeah, but I just left it like that. I couldn't be bothered. It was nearing 12 a.m. when I made this, so yeah. I also like the way the shining ended up looking on his details. One thing that I struggle with is making metal look good and also making it look good with different light sources like up, down, behind, left, right. Yeah, you get it, guys. um, I usually tend to default to a single way and then add shadows on top depending on whether the light is coming or where the light is coming from, but I'm not sure if that's the best way to do it. His hair, he was a bit hard to get right at first, but eventually I did with enough trial and error. I am happy that his expression turned out the way I wanted first try. I think his ear is a little higher up, or maybe it's not. Maybe it's just the perspective. I'm not really sure. I mean, she's supposed to hold his head a bit inclined, so his hair strands also, I could have done a better job at making them not look too plasticky, but anyways, I digress. Also, his hair now just looks a little grayer than in the original, or maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just me. I could improve on that someday by just adding a white outline or something. That I really need to experiment with outlines. For the moment, I like adding the little shining detail whenever I can see light bouncing off on the character from behind. It's the little lines that you see very, very close to the edges because I still cannot let go of outlines for the love of me. I tried no outline art, but it's it's hard. For cartoony characters, it's not that hard, but for more realistic or any or semi-realistic or even anime characters, it's very hard. I also decided to finally add the light source, even though it was not the best placement. I should have done that at the very beginning, but I did not. I added a bit of shadow on his cheek. That was a last minute addition, and I really like how it turned out. But yeah, here's the final result. Yeah, I'm probably just gonna cut out pieces of the audio while editing now. Anyways, bye!